चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी। बरनौ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवारि सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सब भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जब कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाए राजपत दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मैली मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त चित्त न धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गुसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंधि महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्ध साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजे नाथ हृदय बहडेरा। पवन तने संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण। So, last time when we left, there was something that we had to share, but we didn't. It was about Ramana Maharishi, Bhagwan Ramana Maharishi and Tapovanji. Because we needed some time to think on what we had heard, right? We needed some time to think, we needed some time to internalize. Because once we have listened or once we have read, it is not easy or it is not enough, because a lot of chintan has to go and then the acceptance has to come, right? Many a time the acceptance is not there, right? Or the implementation is not there, right? Koshish, all these are not things to listen to only, but they are things to be implemented in our lives. So once we have read, probably कहते हैं ना कि even if we are able to implement one word, not even one chaupai, not even one verse, only one word of the Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, we are done. That is enough, because it has to become one with us. Now how to make God one with us? It's very difficult, right? He's कभी सगुण साकार, निर्गुण निराकार, सच एन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट टर्म। कृष्ण है तो कृष्ण की कितनी सारी प्रतिमाएं, कितनी सारी लीलाएं, एंड देन देयर आर कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी नरेशंस एवरीवेयर। तो एक संग कैसे होए? हाउ डू वी बिकम वन विद दैट डिवाइन? इट बिकम्स अ वेरी बिग चैलेंज, इजंट इट? सो इट कम्स बाय थिंकिंग, एंड हाउ we spend our day has a very big role to play in our attachment and relationship with the divine. How? Do we ever think how we are spending our day, what we are doing during the day? Whom are we interacting with? What are we listening to? Because all these things need constant reinforcement. Constant reinforcement is needed every minute of the day. Because have you seen, when the wood is in fire, it is burning, right? But the minute you remove that wood from the fire, it becomes cooled. Eventually jitna bhi hai, thoda bahut jalega, jitna bhi is it, and it will become cold. And then if you leave it in a damp environment, to reignite it also becomes very difficult, right? So it is not only the wood, but where it has been that matters. It has that capacity to give light, to burn. But kept in a damp environment, removed from the fire for a longest duration, soaked in water, or it has been kept under the sun where it is crisp and dry. So that entire week that we spent is like that only. Where have we kept ourselves? That is very, very important. So having a schedule and keeping a track of what I listened to, whom I talked to, when I was talking to, what I discussed, right, is very essential. Now, I have a personal habit of listening to a lot of gurus and a lot of people. These people who have become something in life, they might have the quality or not, but if they have reached that place, they might have something which we don't have, right? We should never demean anybody. So whenever that some person has reached a point, it is good to understand that person and his journey and his narration. So I was listening to one such person the day before yesterday. And while listening to a lot of his conversations, one very beautiful story was narrated, which is very, very implementable in our scriptures also. And the story was very simple. One sage was sitting, and the sage saw a 7-year-old little girl carrying her 3-year-old brother on her shoulder and climbing up a steep hill. Just imagine, हम भी किसी 3 साल के बच्चे को उठा के चलेंगे तो हम भी थक जाएंगे, right? So she is carrying her tiny little brother and walking up the steep hill, and this sage looks at her and observes her that she goes on and on and on and on, and she's not stopping. So he went up to her and he said, "Little girl, don't you get tired? Aren't you getting tired?" And this little girl looked at him and he says, "This is my brother." Now the sage said, "Yes, okay, this is your brother, but the question is, aren't you getting tired?" Now this girl again replies and says, "But this is my brother." Now the sage says, "I'm not asking you for a relationship definition. I am asking you, aren't you getting tired because you're climbing up this steep hill? You yourself are very tiny. Your brother is nice and chubby. He's sitting on your shoulders and you're walking on. Aren't you getting tired?" And even after this explanation of what answer was expected, she says, "But this is my brother. But this is my brother." Just imagine. You know what she was saying? She was saying, how can I get tired? I am carrying my brother. He's not somebody else that I'm carrying. I am carrying my brother up the hill. And of course, there's no fatigue. Because he's my brother. So all she's saying is, how can I get tired? It's my brother that I'm carrying up the hill. So when fatigue can be countered with a relationship, should we not also establish a relationship with God? Because spirituality can give us a lot of fatigue, right? It is like this thing that has some set point of views, right? ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं इसमें बोलने के लिए, to be very honest. And after a point it becomes fatiguing, isn't it? कि क्या है यार, वही. So if we have a personal relationship with God, right? Have you ever thought of establishing universal relationship? ठीक है, he is there, he is Parabrahma, he takes a Sakar Swaroop, he is Krishna. He is Krishna, but what is he to you? Or she is Devi Ma. What is she to you? Whatever form. See, the Sanatan Dharma, Brahma ji got his lesson very clearly, right? Brahma ji also understood very clearly that I cannot be hell-bent on one thing. What is that one thing? Ki Thakur ji is going to decide what? That divine is going to decide where he wants to come, how he wants to come, what role he wants to play. What Brahma ji got very taken aback when he saw Sri Krishna licking up curd which was spit out by his friend. Now this friend was very embarrassed because he had just a little bowl of curd and everybody got so many things to share. So what he did is he went behind the tree and he put it in his mouth. So to save his embarrassment, I hardly could get anything. See, they were all very, very simple people. They did not have much. It is said that till Sri Krishna was in Vrindavan, he never wore a footwear. Never. He never lifted a shastra. Right? Kabhi nahi. It was always a bansuri in his hand. He never wore clothes which were stitched. Hamesha dekho, the description of Sri Krishna is always going to be when he is in Vrindavan, it is going to be with that one piece dhoti that he is wearing. That's it. So he never wore anything that was stitched. These three things are things that and he always had a flute. Later on, he never held a flute. He always had a footwear. And then, of course, he was the king, so he wore clothes that were stitched and that were divine. And he always had a Sudarshan or any Shastra in his hand. But this was not the case in Vrindavan. That is the beauty of Vrindavan. And after Sri Krishna left Vrindavan, which we'll see later, he never went back again. Because he knew that that image of Sri Krishna is what he wanted to keep in the hearts of all these people. Sochiye aap. So over here, Brahmaji got intrigued. He said, "Aise kaise? How could God do such a thing?" Judgments, right? We are all judgmental. We have discussed that in great depth. Right now, that is not the topic of discussion. The topic is when Brahmaji does not have control over how the Lord is going to come, in what form, in what shape, what is he going to do, what is going to be his mannerism, who are we to judge and confine that divine into any form or shape? Who are we to deny his presence in any form or shape, or any name for that matter? We do not have the authority. Very clearly, Brahmaji also did not have the authority. And Sri Krishna made it very clear. But tum kaun? So when there is somebody who is doing Nirakar Upasana, we cannot say कि नहीं, वो तो साकार स्वरूप में ही आते हैं. Like Nirakar is when we say it's Para Brahma, Brahman, and all those Gyanis say that, yes, for them, he is Nirakar. But then he could take the form of Sri Krishna, he could take the form of Ram, he could take the form of a Devi, he could descend as the son of that divine Lord, as Jesus. Who are we to question how he chose to come and what he chose to do when he was here? We do not have. Then when we do not have the authority to ask or say, this is right and this is wrong, this form is true, this form is not, the names that he wants us to call him, see, everybody has a different set of names that we call him. Who are we to contend that this name is superior and that is not? We are not. And not only this, within a particular dharma also, there are many people who have tweaked form, different forms of connecting to that divine. For instance, in Vedant, Advait hota hai, Dvait hota hai, or Vishisht Advait hota hai, right? What is Advait? There is nothing else but that divine. Right? Everything is but that divine. There are no two. Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. That is all that they say, that there is only one. That is Advait. Koi problem nahi hai. Right? Now, somebody says, no, the creator and the creation cannot be one. That is Dvait. Koi baat nahi. The creator is there, the creation is here. What is the problem? If that helps you connect, there is nothing wrong. And then the third form, there are many forms. We are just taking the three major forms. Vishisht Advait, where the creator and me are not very different like Advait. We are not totally similar or one like Advait, but I am a part of that divine. I share the qualities. I am but a little entity or a little part of him. ठीक है? And all these acharyas, different great gurus who preached these, they had their own way of connecting to that divine, right? Do we have the authority to say, no, this is better, this is right, this is wrong? No. Krishna ji clearly told Brahma ji, you mind your own business. Whatever suits you, you follow. Who are you to go around and say that, no, this is right, this is wrong? Leave that to me. Shri Krishna clearly says, you leave that to me. What I am supposed to do, what I am not supposed to do, what I am supposed to be called, what I am not supposed to be called, how I am supposed to be worshipped, how I am not supposed to be worshipped. It is not your call to take. I am beyond what you can even comprehend. So where is the debate? When you cannot even comprehend something, you cannot even understand that. When in Bhagavad initially we were talking about Sarg and Visarg, right? We talked in great depth about creation. And after listening to the entire creation in those two books, in the end they simply said this. The objective is not to make you understand the entire creation. The objective is to tell you that this creation is so magnificent that we are awed by it. We cannot even understand how it works, right? महाविष्णु, विष्णु, गर्भोदक्षेयी विष्णु है, कॉजल ओशन में है, यहाँ पे कितने तो विष्णु हो गए, right? We do not know how many Vishnus are there. One is in the universe, one is outside the universe, one is inhaling, one is exhaling. Is there something beyond Vishnu also? The creation is so massive that understanding it becomes difficult, right? So what they said in Bhagavad is our objective is not anywhere to explain to you that this is the creation. The creation is beyond your understanding. And the one who created this creation, वो क्या होगा फिर? This creation is but a spark in the ocean of lights. This creation that we get baffled about galaxies and multi-galaxies and multiverses and how many Brahmas and how many Vishnus and all this, and then it is beyond us. And this thing that is beyond us is but a spark in the ocean of lights that He is. So when that is the magnitude, where is the debate? So what should be our thing? Our thing should be simply to focus on what suits us. Now, for instance, he is standing, that Lord is standing on the top of the mountain. A very fit person would go straight up. A person who is not able to might take a less steeper path. A person who's totally out of shape like I am right now would go round and round and round and round and round and round and someday reach there. But ultimately we will reach. Right? So where is the debate? Where is the discussion? Where is there any discrepancy in what is being said by multiple people and multiple faiths? Kuch nahi hai. So what they are trying to say, Brahma ji ko he clearly said, you mind your own business, you focus on your path and go on. And remember, never become rigid, because there can be multiple paths to reach that one divine. So while having this magnitude and magnificence, how do we establish a relationship with Him? That is where we started, right? How do we establish a relationship with Him, and why? Having a relationship, when we look at all the stories we have done in Dasham Skand so far, every individual, everybody has a personal relationship with the divine. Once the divine is born, right? When is he born? He is always there. वो प्रकट होते हैं. प्रकट कैसे होते हैं? When we suddenly start acknowledging his presence, वो प्रकट हो गए. Because he is not a thing that is there and will not be there. He is always there. So now that वो हमारे सामने प्रकट हो गए हैं, what is the relationship that we share? A personal relationship. यशोदा के वो बच्चे हैं, right? He is the dear friend of the cowherd boys. He is the Lord for the cows. Nand Baba ka, he is a child. Balram ke, he is a brother. Right? Kans also has a personal relationship. He is better off than we are. He is the die-hard enemy. One thing he cannot stop thinking about. Just imagine. He also has a personal relationship with the Lord. Right? Be it negative or positive. Where is that personal relationship? Because still there is a personal relationship. The climb uphill will be heavy and will be tiresome. Otherwise, what will we say? When somebody asks, तुम थके तो नहीं? नहीं, वो तो मेरा भाई है, वो तो मेरा बेटा है, वो तो मेरा पति है, वो तो मेरा दोस्त है, थक कैसे सकता हूं? When does the fatigue come in? It comes in where there is no personal relationship. So established in Dasham Skand, everybody has a personal relationship with the Lord. Be it negative or positive. Where is my personal relationship? If we have reached so far and still we have not established a personal relationship, we should stop and take time and establish that relationship first. So who are you talking to? I am talking to Sri Krishna. Becomes distant. I am worshipping Brahman. Becomes distant. I am talking to my son. Just imagine. You make him your son, na? And think कि क्या सब लोग उसके पास में आ जाते हैं मुंह उठा के, मेरा ये कर दो, मेरा वो कर दो, थकता नहीं है क्या बेचारा? तू सो जा देख,
सब लोग परेशान करके रखते हैं तेरे को. How much motherly love will come, when you become a Yashoda through Shri Krishna? Does he stop you from becoming a Yashoda? Or when he becomes your friend, and when you have a big problem and you come and sit and talk to him and tell him ki so and so did so and so to me, this is a big problem, I didn't like this, I didn't like that, he'll come and listen, right? And then when you're talking to him also, there will be a two-way connection. You're not talking to something abstract and distant. Yeah, Meera also had a personal connection. There is nobody I know who did not have a personal relationship with the divine. मेरे तो गिरिधर गोपाल दूसरा ना कोई, जाके सिर मोर मुकुट, मेरा पति सोई. She says, he is my husband. Finish. For Meera, he was her husband. That was the personal relationship she had. Where is our personal relationship? Until there is no personal relationship, this journey of spirituality, which is totally steep and uphill, is going to be tiresome, is going to be gruesome, is going to be totally unbearable eventually. And that is why it gets dropped off. Because with everything else in the material world, I have a personal relationship. Even with the plant in the backyard, I say, this is my plant in my backyard. Even with a piece of showpiece, you'll say, I have this relationship. I went to Africa and I got it, and this was the memory I share, and that's why it is precious. But with the Lord, what are the memories you share? What are the episodes do you remember that you spent with Him? ऐसा कोई personal episode है where, I had this personal, talk with the Lord, and this is what happened. Any memory you share? Not about going to a temple and this was, no. That personal moment you had with Him. Is it not possible to have a personal moment with Him? It is possible. How is it not possible? See, निराकार के ब्रह्म and साकार की मूर्ति में कोई फर्क नहीं है. If you have die-hard faith, total, utmost faith in that Vigraha which is sitting in your mandir, eventually that Vigraha will talk to you. So there is no need ever to say that I am not a idol worshipper. No, I am. तुम उसको idol बोलो, तुम उसे विग्रह बोलो, तुम्हें जो बोलना है बोल लो, मेरे तो भगवान है ना. Whenever there was a need, लोग अपने अपने विग्रहों को उठा के भागे थे. जान they had given their life for their vigrah. Who says that my vigrah is not alive? When he can come for Prahlad as Narsimha avatar from a pillar, can't he come out for me through my vigrah? Can't he become my vigrah? Can't he talk to me? Why can't he? So if somebody says कि तुम मूर्ति पूजक हो, तो मैं हाँ, क्योंकि मेरे प्रभु तो उसमें भी रहते हैं, जहां मैं बोलूं वो वहां रह लेते हैं. कहते हैं ना, there is a story, I do not know. Karma Bai, her father was a pandit. He used to do a lot of seva for Krishna. And once he was going away for 3 days, he said, see, be very careful. You have to make sure that you feed him and then only you eat. Right? So this is what he eats in the morning. This is what you have to do. This is how you have to bathe him. So for Karma Bai, all through her life, it was a reality that her father showed. This is how we follow. This is what we do for him. For her, it was never that he was not there. He was that Vigraha was her God. And her father used to treat him like a real individual who used to live in the family. So when he went, he gave her a set of instructions. And the first instruction was, after you get him ready, you have to make sure he eats his food. Then only you will eat your food. Okay? And then, of course, so she says, okay, theek hai. So she got up in the morning, she did all what was supposed to be done, and then she made her food. She took the food and she offered it to him, and she sat down right in front of him. And she's fanning him and she's saying, eat, I'm very hungry. I can eat only after you eat. That is what my father said. So please eat. Now she's waiting. Time went by. आधा घंटा, 1 घंटा, 2 घंटा, ये तो खा ही नहीं रहे. She got very angry. She said, what is the problem? I cannot make so many, different kind of things. I made simple offerings, so that is why you're not eating. People have really spoiled you. I think my father has really spoiled you. This is all that I can cook, and you better eat this. She started scolding him. She started cajoling him. She said, okay, tomorrow I'll make something better. Khao to sahi, because I'm very hungry. And eventually, she realized that maybe I'm doing something wrong. That is why he's not eating. The food taste is okay. I've told him I'll make something better tomorrow. Yet he has not taken a bite from the plate. What have I done wrong? And then she closed her eyes to visualize what her father does. So she realized, oh, he puts a curtain in front. I did not put it. So what she did is she put the offering. She's sitting here and she covered him, thinking that maybe he's so shy that he won't eat in front of me. So when she covered him, after a while she opened the curtain again and the food was gone. So this is how it works, huh? So only if I cover the curtain will you eat. And this went on. So when the father came and he asked, yes, he has been eating well. Yes, he has been eating well, but he is very fussy. He needs different things and this is that. He really needs a lot of cajoling, blah, blah, blah. She was talking to him. Her father did not understand. That day again, she took the plate and when she came back, it was empty. Now the Panditji looked, where is the food? He said, he ate it now. I just offered it to him. He just ate it. From now on, you take care of the duty. I am done. He could not believe it. He could not believe it because that belief that the Lord can eat was not there in him. Karma believed that my Lord is there and my Lord eats. And that's why he ate from her. There are many, many narrations like this. And then they go on to say that itne bhole bhale bhakton se bhi tum parda karte ho kya? You're shy of these devotees who are so simple, like the cowherd boys and the gopis. Simple. And this is praman, and there are many pramans which tell us that if you have true faith and true love for the Lord, even your vigraha can eat and vigraha can talk to you. कहते हैं ना, सच्ची प्रीति प्रभु से हो तो मूरत बोले काट की. वो लकड़ी की मूरत, वो पत्थर की मूरत, वो जिसकी भी मूरत, वो तस्वीर, वो बोल सकती है. हम कौन होते हैं? Who am I to say कि वो नहीं बोल सकती? When Brahmaji did not have the authority, whereas do I have the authority to say no, the Lord cannot talk through a vigraha? I don't. उसकी इच्छा, उसको जहां से भी बोलना है वो बोलेगा. He is almighty, all powerful. If he can make us talk and walk, who are we? Nothing. You burn after you pass away. एक चिंगारी, ashes. कहते नहीं, we are मट्टी के पुतले हैं हम. जब इस मट्टी के पुतले में, like mud dolls में he has given breath, जान फूंक दी है. So if he can make me walk and talk, can't he make the vigraha walk and talk? Can't he become the vigraha himself? Can't he become the tasveer himself? He can. So कोई एनर्जी वेस्ट करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. हम मूर्ति पूजक हैं भाई. हमारे ठाकुर तो कहीं से भी बात कर लेते हैं. वो तो एक खंबे से निकल के आ जाते हैं. तो मूर्ति क्या बड़ी चीज़ है? Where is the need to justify? We go into the depths of symbolism. छोड़ो. Why? He talks. खत्म हो गई बात. Yes, he talks. Yes, it's possible. Because it is possible. Meera, where did Meera go? She disappeared, huh? Where did she go? हम सब जानते हैं, पर हम मानते नहीं है. Meera merged into Shri Krishna's मूर्ति, यही कहा जाता है ना. पर हम मानते नहीं है. See, that is the problem. Again, the second point that we are going to take up is this only. एक तो होता है जानना और एक होता है मानना, right? So first, establishing a personal relationship is very essential, and not putting any constraints on how he is going to come to us is also very important, because we cannot understand anything of the way he functions. The sooner we understand this, the better it is going to be for us. The more you try to explain him, the more confused you'll get, because it is not possible. Biggest of our Veds, the Upanishads, the Purans, they have not been able to try to explain him. They are indicating. They are not telling you he is like that. Nobody can. When they say, is he like this? Is he like this? Is he like this? They'll say yes. And then they'll say, oh, okay, so this is how he is. They'll say no. And then they'll start negating. Neti, no, he's not like this, no like. Then again you come back to square one. Then you again start. Then you again come back to square one. बहुत मुश्किल है ठाकुर जी को समझना और समझाना. So what can you do? You can love him. You can love him and you can have a personal relationship with him. And that is something which we should all have. If we are true seekers, we need to have our personal relationship with the Lord. Unless and until there is a personal relationship, there will not be a connect. There cannot be a connect. Now, how? How do we convert? This is also, the personal relationship helps us in two ways. Have you seen in all these leelas, somewhere Balram is going to attack and somewhere Shri Krishna attacks, right? Somewhere there is only Daman, somewhere they are actually taken, they are sent to Vaikunth Dham or they are delivered. So why is it that Balram and Shri Krishna together are fighting all the battles? Most of the time, Shri Krishna and Balram are there and both of them are attacking these tendencies or attacking these demons. Why? Because there are two things. Beautifully, Swami Akhandanand Ji, he says that two things are needed. एक तो आत्मबल होता है और एक तत्व ज्ञान होता है, right? If you have tattva gyan, right? What is tattva gyan? Simple. I am that is me, there is nothing other than Brahman. How you can have any form. You can have tattva gyan from the point of view of Advait philosophy, right? कि आप कौन हो, मैं कौन हूँ. So once you have that tattva gyan, even for Dvaitis, there will be a different tattva gyan. That is the creator, Atma, Paramatma का relationship. वो भी एक तत्व ज्ञान ही है कि वो कौन है, मैं कौन हूँ. विशिष्ट अद्वैती का तत्व ज्ञान अलग होगा. No problem. But once you have that tattva gyan, once you have that knowledge कि okay, once you have that understanding or once you even have the love for that divine, what is needed beyond that is Atmabal. And that is where I think we scump. What is Atmabal? Samajh aa gaya, right? We know that we want to reach there, but the strength to reach there is not there. Atmabal and Tattva Gyan. Together only then we can achieve the Lord. Together only then we can achieve the self. Together only then we can reach that divine. Atmabal and Tattva Gyan. What is Atmabal? Very simply, we have been talking about Atmabal deficiency only. When we talked about Dhenukasur, Tattva Gyan to hai Shri Krishna. ठीक है, this is God. ये है Tattva Gyan हो गया. Acceptance आ गई. We have accepted everything. We have the knowledge. We kind of understand what we should expect, what we want to do. But Atmabal nahi hai. So when Atmabal is weak, that is when these demons sprout up. What are these demons? It can be Dhenukasur that we talked about, right? Why? Because of deficiency of Atmabal. Kalyanag, deficiency of Atmabal. What kind of Atmabal are we talking about? When we are talking about Dhenukasur, we are talking about, again, beautifully, these gurus, this is Dongreji Maharaj. And the beauty about Dongreji Maharaj is, when he would start talking about the Lord, he would never look up. He would say, okay, sunna hai. He would sit down, and then with his head down, he'll start talking. And talking. After everything is done, he'll get up and he'll go. Finish. He would not even put his head up to look. Because he used to say कि यार मैं इस मुंह से प्रभु की बात कर रहा हूँ. He used to be so he used to feel so insignificant and he used to feel कि am I even authorized to talk about this divine? So he would just sit like this and talk, never look at anybody, and after he would finish talking, he would go away. So over here he says, अविद्या जीव को 5 प्रकार से बांधती है. We are going to only take 3 today because they are relevant to what we are talking about. Avidya, what is avidya? Ignorance. Krishna is born. Again, try to hold on to the story. Krishna is born. What is Putna? The first demon that comes to attack Shri Krishna is Putna. Putna is what? Ignorance, right? Ignorance is bliss. Till we are in ignorance, it is blissful, right? The problem actually starts literally when there is no ignorance left. Now when Putna went, that is when the battle began actually. Because till you are in ignorance, ठीक है, eat, drink, be merry, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, right? मस्त रहो मस्ती में, आग लगे बस्ती में, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? दिस इज वन लाइफ, इट इज मेंट फॉर मी टू एंजॉय. एवरीथिंग दैट हैज बीन मेड is meant for me to consume. Everything that God is sending with my way is a blessing, so I should use it to the utmost. Ignorance. Then suddenly you realize that nahi, that is not the purpose of existence. That is not the purpose of my life. That is not why I have been given a human birth in a divine land, in a divine dharma. There has to be more to my existence than this. And that is when ignorance goes away. And after ignorance goes away, that is when the trouble starts. That's why they always say ignorance is bliss. उसके बाद तो शांति से आप बैठ ही नहीं सकते. Then one by one, what happens once the ignorance goes? That is when we start seeing the muck in ourselves, right? Till we are in ignorance, we see we are the best people in the whole world. The world is soiled and the world is bad. When the ignorance goes, the first thing that comes to us is, I am so dirty. And that is the truth, that Paramatma is not anywhere else. If you go to Rishikesh, right, during the rainy season, it is so soily and so muddy, the Ganga, you cannot see the base at all, right? But when you go during the December or the winter season, when there are no rains, what happens? She's calm and quiet. When she's calm and quiet, even if you drop a coin, you'll see the coin on the base. Now, all this, once ignorance is gone, we realize there is so much of muck, there is so much of turbulence. Now, what we do is, everything that we are doing is to take away that turbulence. There is nothing else. There is nothing that we are going to find from anywhere else. It is all there. We are all knowing. We are like that seed, Have you seen that date palm seed? That small little seed has the entire plant, has the fruits, has the leaves, has everything in it. Usko bas sprout. You put it in the soil and everything comes out. So we are all knowing. Kuch bhi nahi hatana hai. There is nothing that we have to take out from elsewhere and put it in. No. All we are doing, all through this process, we are clearing the muck so that we can see the base clearly. We can see the base of the what do we call it? Of the ocean, bed of the ocean clearly. So over here, he's saying कि there are avidya जो होती है ना, once Putna is gone, there are multiple types of avidyas he's talking about. So he says, एक तो स्वरूप विस्मृति. What is स्वरूप विस्मृति? First avidya that goes with Putna is that I am divine. I am. Many people, it is a very commonly used quote that I am a divine being having a human experience. I am not a human having a divine experience. I am divine. तो हमारे को सबसे ज्यादा क्या हो गया? स्वरूप विस्मृति. That we do not even know who we are. This is what Ramana Maharishi found out, right? को हम, केनो हम, who am I? What am I? So सबसे पहले क्या है? The first he is saying is avidya. That is, we do not know who we are. We have no clue. Swarup Vismriti. Right? And then what is it? Dehadhyas. Dhenukasur. Not only Dhenukasur. When you look at all these asurs, you can actually relate them to Dehadhyas. Especially Dhenukasur. What? What is Dhenukasur? When do we start hoarding? Be it, see, hoarding is not only of material things. We hoard emotions also. All the pain we are going to hoard, all the negative emotions we are going to hoard. Yes, we hoard positive emotions also, but just imagine, we have a baggage of negativity that has been thrown on us that we are hoarding. We'll say ki, I was hurt by so and so. We can even remember the instance, the date, what happened, what was said. We are hoarding so much of baggage. So much of pain. Even if we wake you up at night and tell you तुम्हारे साथ क्या हुआ था, my God, it will start. And one bit of it won't be missed. इसने ये बोला तो मैंने ये बोला तो ये था, this is, but happy moments, we don't hoard so much, We tend to forget our happy moments. Very few we remember, but mostly the pain, the hurt. So not only material things, we are big hoarders. We hoard tangible and intangible items alike. So over here, dehabhas hota hai na, That is when we start hoarding. What is Dehabhyas? Dehadhyas. When we don't, Dehadhyas is when we are connected to this body. And we say everything related to this body is mine. Everything owned by this body is mine. This body is me. Pehle to you're not this body, right? You are using this body as an instrument. Everybody related to this body is not yours. They have come through you. They are not yours. Everything that you have bought is a thing. How did it become yours when your body is also not yours? How is something yours? Someone yours? And then, not only this, when the Dehadhyas comes, the hurt, always remember the hurt given by the person you love the most, or the person you know, or the person who's related to the one you love, is the worst, isn't it? Suppose you're passing by and somebody talks to you, the person you don't even know says something and goes, after a while you'll forget it. But when that kind of a connection is there, then the hurt is there. Ki so and so relation of mine said this. So and so said. So Dehadhyas leads to the what? Leads to the existence of Dhenukasur in us. If there is no Dehadhyas, there won't be any form of hoarding, be it positive or negative emotions, or be it things of any kind. It is very, very important to understand. So the root cause of so many of our negative tendencies, so much pain that we are holding in our heart is what? The association we have with our body. When we are able to break that association, everything else will become distant and nothing will hurt us anymore. We would not want to hold on to anything anymore because we'll realize everything is a passing cloud. This soul has journeyed from birth to birth to birth and will journey on. Just like Chitraketu, if I'm not mistaken. When his son died, he was weeping and crying. He said, I want my son back. The sages said, no, don't take that son back. Firstly, they said, better not to have a son. Now, but he insisted, no, I want a son. What is my life without a child? He said, okay, but then remember that he will give you momentary joy and a lot of sorrow. He said, koi baat nahi. My son, no? So he had that son, and we all know the story, right? After a while, the other queens got jealous, so they poisoned the child, and the child died because the king started focusing on the wife who had given the son more. And when the child died, he again started pleading. He said, I want my son back. And the sages said, that is not possible. But again, he said, you're a divine sage. Anything is possible for you. He said, theek hai. So he called back that soul. And the soul got up and he said, where am I? Why have I been called back? And this king, just moments back, he lifted him. He said, I'm your father. She's your mother. He was like, which father? Which mother? I don't have any memory. I have had thousands of mothers and fathers. I have been born in thousands of different yonis. Which pair of parents are you? And the king, he said, please, let me go. Don't stop my journey. We all travel alone. Don't hinder my journey because I don't know you. I have no memory of you. The child was put down and the soul was let go. After that, Chitraketu also became a very elevated soul. He left everything. It is a story in the Bhagavad only, Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Because Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran prepares you for Shri Krishna. Otherwise, Shri Krishna samajh nahi aayenge. So this Dehadhyas, what? This body is me. This body is mine. Everything that comes out of this body is also mine. Everything related to this body is also mine. That is the main culprit. That is the main cause of that demon Dhenukasur in us. Again, Dhenukasur is not only tangible but intangible. Not only things but emotions also that we hold. The minute just a minute of distance, everything else will be okay. And then, Indriya Dhyas. What is Kalyanag? We talked about him, right? It is Indriya. It is also Avidya. We feel that everything that we are reveling or we are seeing through our Indriyas, the sensuous pleasures, are good, are mine. I am enjoying. You are not enjoying. You are a witness. Neither do you enjoy nor do you grieve. The sooner you understand this, the sooner the avidya goes away. You will drop the sensuous pleasures also. Again, that is where Ramana Maharishi and Tapovan Maharaj come in. We might say that, okay, we understand, okay? Shri Krishna is born, ignorance is gone. We are fighting all the vices. We are fighting Shaktasur, reveling in the world. Then Trinavrat. Every demon we have discussed in great detail, understanding what is the demon and what is the Adhyatmic relevance in the previous sessions, and we've reached Kalyanag. So now we say, so we drop everything. राइट अगर अविद्या ड्रॉप करनी है देहाध्यास भी ड्रॉप कर दो इंद्रियाध्यास भी ड्रॉप कर दो एंड देन वी हैव व्हाट स्वरूप का स्मृति हो जाए आई नो व्हाट आई एम देन हाउ डू आई लिव इन दिस वर्ल्ड राइट this is the question and then we have a personal relationship with the Lord also and people will think like Meera Devi ko bhi people used to think she's loco right eventually see most of these sages were considered something has gone mentally wrong with them till later. Most of them were worshipped or revered only after they left. They did not have that much of reverence when they were there. So you will say that how? How does this entire thing apply to me, a grihast? And by chance, these few letters, I do not know who gave them to me, where they came from, but these are 2 letters which we wanted to touch last week, which are telling us how we can implement all these learnings of Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. We can implement what we see the gopis and the gopas doing. We can implement what they are telling us in our own lives as grihastas. But for that, what do we need? We looked at what? Avdesh Anand ji, right? नहीं, Akhandanand ji. Swami Akhandanand ji said, उसके लिए क्या चाहिए होता? The 2 things is आत्मबल and तत्व ज्ञान. ज्ञान हो गया. अब आत्मबल. For implementing these things, we need Atmabal. Atmabal can be in the form of discipline, can be in the form of decorum, can be in the form of, a lot of, because this is tap, daily tap that we have to do. So over here he says, this is a letter between a devotee, a student and a teacher, and he has written a letter. And he is asking Tapovan Maharaj to answer his question. So when he says, so the answer is, he is saying, concentrate your mind upon jap and meditate. As a rule, early in the morning during Brahma Muhurat. Very simple things which we can implement in order to implement the learnings of Bhagavad. So very simply he's saying, I'll just read it out to you in his very words. Concentrate your mind upon jap. Jap is Nam Jap. And meditation. Shanti. Meditation is not like we are trying to focus on a point. See, meditation happens. Meditation will happen. We cannot meditate. It happens. So just sit with your thoughts. As a rule, in the early morning, Brahma Muhurat, before the sun rises. See, in ours, for us, sleeping before, early on as soon as the sun sets and getting up before the sun rises is a very big tapasya in itself. And at night also, spend some time, sit in a firm posture as long as possible and go on repeating the name of God. And also meditate upon His form. There is a very beautiful way of meditating upon the Lord's form. You start with His legs, okay, His feet. अब हमने तो ये बोल दिया ना सी सिंपली व्हेन विल यू बी एबल टू मेडिटेट अपॉन हिज फॉर्म व्हेन यू ट्रूली बिलीव द फॉर्म दैट यू हैव इन योर पूजा घर इज देयर till that connection and that reality of the form being God is there, you would not be able to meditate on His form. Then you think, bring it up. You meditate, okay, the legs. When you're sitting also, close your eyes, visualize the legs. Then you open your eyes, then you see a little higher. Then you close your eyes and you see whether you can still hold on through that form or not. Then you bring it higher. Okay, the arms, the hands. Then slowly go towards the face. And again close your eyes. So can you hold that form when your eyes are closed? That is also a very beautiful way of meditation. How can that imprint like a photocopy or a colored copy be there in front of you when your eyes are closed? As it is. So he's saying, also meditate upon his form. In the early stages, the mind will be prone to stray, but don't give up practice. If one has sincere faith in God, that is why we started with a sincere faith and relationship with God. If one has sincere faith in God and love for Him, the exercise can give only joy. In no way can it be distasteful. There is a very big disclaimer. sincere faith and love. If there is no sincere faith and there is no love, then this exercise is very distasteful. But when the other things are established, because इसमें क्या चाहिए? आत्म बल चाहिए, right? आत्मज्ञान नहीं, this is called बल चाहिए to be able to continuously do this day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, because it is not like, it will happen overnight. Moderation in conversation is great sadhana. He's talking to grihasthas, okay? So now he's talking very simply. Moderation in conversation is a great sadhana. As far as possible, talk of God. Don't pollute your mind with petty talk of love and hate. ये मुझे अच्छा लगा, ये मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा, इसने मेरे लिए अच्छा किया. That is when we talked, right? Write down what did you do during the day. Okay, I had a conversation for 1 hour. What was the topic of the conversation? There is a saying, right? Great minds. No, there are three kind of minds they talk about. I don't remember the saying very well right now, but they said that great mind talk about ideas. Petty mind talk about people, and situations. That is a thing. There's a very beautiful. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. So avoid criticism of other people. What is he saying? Moderation in conversation is a great sadhana. As far as possible, talk of God. Don't pollute your mind with petty talk of love and hate. Avoid criticism of other people. Spend not much time listening to news and newspapers. Keep away from bad company, for it will upset the mind. Now and then. Now it is about what kind of company we should keep, whom should we talk to, what should we talk about, what should we read, what should we not read. Now next is what should we eat, what should we not eat. Now and then, again he says, observe a day of silence. Silence is very good. Second point, eat only pure and sattvic food. Never eat too much. Impure or excessive food will put aspirants into difficulties. Happens, right? See, food is my weakness. So whenever you eat extra, your body is not going to cooperate with you. There are only 24 hours a day. And there is only so much we can do in those 24 hours. If excessive time is spent sleeping and resting, how can we complete all our tasks? Very difficult. So they are saying, and sattvic food, light food, it keeps you energetic, alert, so that you can serve the Lord. You can know more about Him. Now and then, observe silence. Eat only pure and sattvic food. Never eat too much. Impure or excessive food will put aspirants into difficulties. On some day, it is good to eat fruits alone or completely fast. Silence. Some days chup raho. Mat bolo. Some days mat khao. एक दिन दो दिन नहीं खाएंगे तो कुछ नहीं होगा. Along with it, it would be better to keep silence and devote the entire time to worship of God. See, when you're fasting, the objective is not just not eating. It is taking your indriyas in and diverting it towards the Lord. So fasting has not कि आज हमने नहीं खाया और भगवान का नाम लिया. Then the fasting is complete. Reading books of devotion and self-knowledge are and consideration of their purpose for an hour or two daily. See, now the third point is, first he talked about the company we keep, what we are saying, what we are not saying. Second is food. Third is the material we are reading. So he's saying daily we have to read about these divine things. At least an hour or two daily will help to lift the mind above worldly affairs and strengthen the spirit of dispassion. We normally talk to our children and say, you have to be passionate about things. Passion is a very wrong thing. You should never be passionate about anything, because passion is blind. Our scriptures talk about dispassion. What is dispassion? विवेक की बुद्धि से कोई भी काम करो. They are not asking you to become, and dispassion is not totally attached. वो एक अंधी धुन नहीं चाहिए. They don't want it. Vivek and Vairagya is dispassion. Association with Mahatmas is still more beneficial. अगर ग्रंथों से association करना है तो very good, पर महात्मा मिल जाए तो उससे भी और अच्छा. But no book, no scripture can confer the same degree of benefit, but real sadhus are of course rare, and opportunities to associate with them are rarer still in these days, right? बहुत कम है. आजकल साधु बचे कहाँ हैं? In the circumstance, a study of works of another rishi, ancient rishis, with something of a substitute for personal contact. What else can be done? He say कि ठीक है, साधु नहीं मिल रहे, अब वशिष्ठ गुरु नहीं मिल रहे हैं, वेद व्यास जी नहीं मिल रहे, तो उनके let's read their work at least. And then, so third is, he talked about the company and the power of speech, how much we should talk, food, what we should read. Because indriya, we don't only eat through our mouth. We eat through our eyes, we eat through our ears, we eat through our nose, we eat through our senses. Everything, we are taking the world inside, right? When we go to a mall and we go window shopping, even though we don't buy anything, we have taken that glamour and love of things inside us. इसीलिए कहते हैं ब्रह्मचर्य केवल, it's not that you are not procreating and nahi. Brahmacharya is not of that indriya only. Brahmacharya is of your eyes, Vairagya is of your eyes, Brahmacharya is of your ears, Vairagya is of your ears, Brahmacharya is of your mouth, Vairagya is of your mouth also. We can say, no, we did not buy anything, but you have taken so much of the world inside. Try to raise the mind above such pairs of pleasure and pain, friend and foe, honor and dishonor. Maintain equanimity, but all this will be possible. The mind will rise above all these. Only, as we have been saying, only if the goal is Godhead and nothing else. See, all this will be possible only when the goal is Godhead, when the goal is God realization, self-realization. It is, if the goal is character correction, or being a good human being, or being a nice person, it won't work. All our scriptures, as we again and again are saying, is for God realization and self-realization, however you want to put it. These are not moral education lessons. They are byproducts. And the same thing is being said over here by Tapovan Maharaj. All this exercise will be possible when you have such a high goal. What is the high goal? I want God. I want to know Him. चाहे वो अद्वैती हो, द्वैती हो, चाहे वो सामने खड़ा हो या वो परब्रह्म हो, मुझे तो उस तक पहुंचना है. And then only will all this be possible. Otherwise, it will become a baggage. Just like when the girl said, right, ये मेरा भाई है. Till we have that kind of an attitude कि नहीं, ये मेरा है और मेरे को इस तक पहुंचना ही है. मेरा बेटा है, मेरा पति है, मेरा भाई है, तब तक ये सब नहीं होगा. It is not possible. And probably that is why we say, now we try, but it does not happen. हम कोशिश तो करते हैं, but it's very difficult. Why? Because again, as we started, ये मेरा भाई है, ये मेरा भाई है, वो feeling हमारे में आती ही नहीं है. The day we feel for the Lord like that girl felt for her brother, all will happen very simply without any effort. क्यों? क्योंकि वो तो मेरा भाई है ना, मुझे तो उससे मिलना ही है ना. क्यों? As a mother, when your child is studying abroad, what does your heart go through when your children are not with you? मेरे बच्चे से कब मिलूंगी मैं? Why? That kind of a तड़फ होती है ना, that kind of a feeling does not come for meeting God. क्यों नहीं आती है? क्योंकि वो मेरा नहीं है ना, वो है, पर वो तो मेरी बेटी है ना. So he is also saying the same thing. Only if the goal is Godhead, only if the goal is God and the thought of God and nothing else, and if the mind plunges into the thought of God and immerses in it, when will it have the time and the opportunity to think of matters like honor and dishonor? समय ही नहीं बचेगा. Once you are able to just think about that one divine, you are totally immersed in the love for him. मेरा पति, मेरा भाई, मेरा बेटा, मुझे उससे मिलना है. Will you have time for anything else? And that is nothing but the process of sublimation that we talked about last time. We said, right, इंद्रियों को मारा नहीं जा सकता. Shri Krishna did not kill Kalya Nag. He just imprinted himself on every hood of his. When the Lord gets imprinted in us like that, then we won't have time to do anything else. What honor, what dishonor, what petty things to talk about. See, there are only 24 hours a day. Life is uncertain. And with the things happening around us, uncertainty is growing higher. कल हो ना हो का पता नहीं, एक पल भी हो या ना हो पता नहीं. मनुष्य जीवन व्यर्थ चला जाएगा. वे कहते ना, इतनी जल्दी क्या है, आज करे सो काल कर, काल करे सो परसों. इतनी जल्दी क्या है प्यारे, जब जीना है बरसों. आपको पता है क्या कब, ये कहते हैं ना, प्राण पखेरु उड़ जाएंगे. You know, Parikshit was very lucky. He knew he had 7 days. We do not know. Now or 1 minute later, who knows? And so he is clearly saying, the minute you immerse into the thought of Lord, everything else becomes mundane and so trivial that you will not have time to dwell on anything else. And that is what you have to do with your indriyas. Just divert them and put them all on the Lord. The day that happens, everything else, negative or positive, based on the material world, will be dropped off automatically. And this is, he is talking to householders like us. He says, ये 3 चीजें कर लो, बहुत है, पर ये 3 चीजें तब होंगी when you have that kind of a love that little girl had for her brother. Equated there. There is nothing much to our scriptures, they are very simply told. कुछ भी नहीं बोलते हैं, when these great sages start talking, we start wondering whether there is any sense to what they are saying, because it is not difficult. It is not difficult to understand. It is not difficult to relate to. But the problem comes when we are asked to implement it in our daily lives. So with Kaliya Nag, we realized how we have to implement it in our daily lives. With this body, with this sense, with everything that we have. Implement it. These very indriyas, these very vicious senses. So many, right? Kaliya Nag had multiple hoods, right? We also have multiple senses. Here. Everything is going outward. Everything is going outward. Bring it back inward. Bring it back towards the Lord. But till we have that personal relationship and the love, it won't happen. And अब वो कैसे करें? आप सोचिए वो कैसे करेंगे? कैसे हो सकता है? And what personal relationship will work for you? It is something that we only have to think about. You only have to think about. My relationship, I'll only have to think about. Nobody else can help us there. Not even the scriptures. That is the beauty, right? Jitne log, that is the beauty of Sanatan Dharma, It never puts you in a box. It never does. You are different, you are different, you are different, you are different. Before, our population used to be 33 crore Devta and Devi and Devta, right? That is why we said 33 crore Devi and Devta. Up to the population has gone beyond. As many people, that many gods. That does not mean that he is different. My connection with him is different, no? Jitne log, utna difference of connection. So all these scriptures are indicating, they are saying, okay, this is my experience. Now you experience it yourself. This is how I did it. Now you do it. वेद व्यास जी का ये एक्सपीरियंस है. हमारा? As many people, that many paths. We have to find our own way. Every finger is but pointing towards that divine. What we do is we forget that divine and we start looking at the finger and this, and we become so rigid about the finger which is pointing and the book that is indicating. And we get lost. So anywhere, wherever you sit, the minute you feel that there is rigidity coming in, get up and leave. That is not right. Every walk on the path of spirituality should make you fluid and lucid. Shri Krishna, why all these leelas, multiple things? We'll see later on. His leelas that we are going to talk about after a while are going to be more traumatizing, and we'll say, oh my God, how could he do such a thing? ऐसे कैसे कर सकते थे? अरे भाई, Parikshit also did not understand. Do you know, when the ras was going on, we'll see later, when the ras was going on, Parikshit stopped Shukdev ji. He said, he did this. And you know what did Shukdev ji do? He stopped immediately. He said, Parikshit is not ready. The minute I continue with the ras, he will not get mukti. So he stopped the ras midway and he changed the topic and he moved on. That Parikshit was so divine. He was able to drop everything that he had. Mirabai was not like us. She was very, very rich. Parikshit was a king. All these sages, when we are talking about Tejomay and Tapovan Guruji, he was also from a very affluent family. What happened that they dropped everything? So they were not ordinary people. But this Parikshit Maharaj, and if you look at his lineage, इनकी तो lineage भी क्या थी? He also could not understand the ras. तो हम क्या है? So Shukdev ji turned the topic. He said, नहीं, इनकी समझ इतनी है. आगे चलो. He has only 7 days. I do not want to take him away from the path. See, look at the flexibility of Shukdev ji. He did not stand there and try for others to accept his point of view. He said, कोई बात नहीं, ऐसे नहीं समझ आ रहा ना, कोई बात नहीं, अलग तरह से समझ लेते हैं. Where is the rigidity? Where is my way or highway over here? Our scriptures are so vast and so divine. You can understand them the way you want to understand them. And the only objective is to establish that connect. Once the connect is done, the job of the scriptures, the job of any great sage like Ramana Maharishi is done. Once the connection has happened, finish. Tab to you'll find your own way, right? So we should never make the means the end. So this is what, there is one more letter. We'll read it next week. But this is where we stopped, right? So all these demons we can curb as householders by doing simple things in our daily life. There is no rocket science to it. Anything, any doubt, any questions, any inputs? Nothing? Ji. Hari Om.
In the Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna says there is a shloka, Yukta Hara Viharasya, Yukta Chestasya Karmasya. So even in that he says, you should have a regulated amount of food and regulated amount of sleep, and whatever activities you're doing, it should all be regulated. And anything more is harmful.
Everything in moderation, right? Yes.
Everything in moderation, yes.
Because what happens is anything, if we overindulge our indriyas, like again Kalyanang, same example, it becomes vicious. Everything in moderation. And that is a problem. The thing is, moderation we understand, right? Everything in moderation. But what is moderation we don't understand. The problem right now is, गीता में उन्होंने बोल दिया everything in moderation. ठाकुर जी भूल गए समझना कि इनको moderation ही नहीं समझ आया. So moderation की definition also we twist as per our own wish, right? Moderation, see, moderation, there is very simple thing. Moderation or need or what do we call it? Indulgence. We cannot twist it. We have to be honest. We cannot be like Bakasur, right? Stand straight and say, no, I am in moderation. You lie and what? Vatsasur, when you're lying to yourself saying you are in moderation. We all know when we are not in moderation. And to be very honest, we know what is moderation, what is not. We cannot tweak and twist these things as per our own convenience. Our rights end when other people's rights begin. Very simple. See, be it emotion, it's easy Because of that, I'm using this example because it always stares at your eye, it always stares at you all the time. If you have and you can give, yet you're not doing it, and that very minute somebody else is dying of hunger, that is where the moderation has already ended. We might say that nahi, aise thodi ho sakta hai. Nahi. When it comes to scriptures, that is it. There is no gray area anywhere. For our convenience and for making ourselves feel good, we put a lot of gray area in our scriptures. कहीं नहीं है. तुम्हारे पास में है और तुमने नहीं दिया और उसी क्षण कोई और मर गया और जो हो रहा है. See, that is why we cannot have that कहते हैं ना, that wrong notion that we are very good. Again, the definition of good. क्या? You have, that when I have and I'm storing, somebody else is dying. धेनुकासुर. सुमेलिया में कोई मर रहा है, वहाँ पे कोई मर रहा है, यहाँ पे कोई मर रहा है. कितने बच्चे हैं जिनके पास में कपड़े नहीं हैं और हमारी वार्डरोब भरी हुई है इतनी कि हमने सालों से वो कपड़े पहने नहीं हैं. That's it. Finished. We don't have to go anywhere. Just open your wardrobe, you will know. Just look at your financial amount, things you have, you will know. Just look at your heart and the emotion that you're carrying, you'll know. So these great shlokas, so the Lord said very beautifully in moderation. He forgot कि यार इन लोगों को moderation ही नहीं समझ आएगा क्या होता है. कलयुग है ना, ये कलयुग है. Problem is this is कलयुग. So we have to awaken ourselves. Yes. So, and we cannot justify. We can, okay, it is all right. But when the purpose is God realization, then everything will fall in place. When your purpose is only correcting your character, then the scriptures will not fall in place with your life. Because they'll say that these are idealistic teachings. They're not idealistic teachings. They are teachings for God realization. These are teachings to see everybody as God. The minute you see everybody, if you want to see everybody as God, then you have to behave with everybody as if they are your own. You will not leave somebody starving if that is your own, right? So बड़ी बड़ी बातें हम लोग सब करते हैं. Implementation में problem होती है. So it's okay. One step at a time. One step at a time. We will reach the definition of moderation that Shri Krishna or Tapovan Guru Maharaj are trying to tell us. You know where Tapovanji lived? Google. He had gone to Uttarkashi. Small little mud hut. Very small mud hut. And there was nothing in it. Literally nothing in it. Just a little space where he could put his bed. One window or two. उस समय तो शायद window भी नहीं होगी. They've preserved this hut. है ना? And that's it. There he could see the roaring Ganga. Right below, in Uttarkashi, Ganga roars. In Rishikesh, she is very silent, because Lakshmanji and all, there is a big story behind it. So that is all that he possessed. We are not being asked to drop everything by him because we have a role to play, right? But even in this role that we are playing, we can live a simple life. We can follow the definition of moderation. We can have a good life. We are way beyond the definition of moderation, and the problem is we think we are there. That is where the big problem is. See, when you feel you are there is nowhere to go, right? हम तो अच्छे ही हैं. So now start looking at those small little things throughout the day. अच्छा ये भी, इसकी भी ज़रूरत नहीं है शायद, ये भी मैं किसी को दे सकता हूँ. Ultimately, अगर if I tell you, you have to pack up and leave in say 30 minutes because now it is dangerous, भागो. क्या करोगे? क्या लेके भागोगे? उतनी ही चीज़ की आपको ज़रूरत है. The rest is just mundanely lying in your house. Think of it. Start thinking like that every day. That is what our scriptures are saying. और कुछ नहीं बोल रहे हैं ये. Shri Krishna Leela is only saying that. आप रोज बैठ के भजन कीर्तन नहीं भी करोगे तो भी एक बार चल जाएगा. कृष्ण दिखते हैं ना सब में, तो कैसे बिहेव करूं? कैसे करें? क्या करें? क्या समझाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं श्री कृष्ण? वेरी सिंपल. सनातन धर्म इज अ ब्यूटिफुल वे ऑफ लाइफ. इट इज वास्ट and it is beautiful and it is implementable for us. Because in Sanatan Dharma, the pratha of sannyasi came in the fourth ashram. Nobody left their houses and went. Guru Vashisht was also there, Raja Janak was also there, and Ramji was also a Gruhast. Shri Krishna also had so many wives, we are going to see, and children and family. But they implemented everything that the sannyasis would have implemented in their lives. The sadhus could implement in their life. So if they can, so can we. But वो willingness होनी चाहिए. और willingness कैसे आएगी? अरे वो तो मेरा भाई है. अरे वो तो मेरा भाई है. The day you remember this, थक गए क्या? नहीं, वो तो मेरा भाई है. वो तो मेरा भाई है. And then you see and you walk the path. So that is right, moderation. Anything else? Any other point? Nothing. Let's then close the session. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva He Nath Narayan Vasudeva He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Ram Lakshman Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Ram Lakshman Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Ram Lakshman Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. बोलो बजरंग बली की जय. जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान. जय श्री राम.